All right, everybody, welcome back to Master Your Life podcast. I got a couple of my good friends here. We got Raj and Kabir Batra with Batra Real Estate Group. You know, a couple of things about these guys: over 100 million in annual real estate sales. Top 10% team in the Lower Mainland.
Greater Vancouver.
Greater Vancouver, right? Greater Vancouver. We're just joking about that. There's about 7,000 agents in Fraser Valley. You guys are top 10% of
15,000 agents.
15,000 agents. That's a big thing.
You know a funny stat though, before you proceed, bro?
Yeah.
Greater Vancouver had close to 20,000 agents just 12 months, a couple of years ago. Now it's 17,000. So that tells you how many people dropped out of the business.
3,000 agents are out of the market, which means you guys are going to be in 1% next year.
Hopefully.
Right?
Hopefully. Yeah.
100%.
Hopefully.
You guys' team is growing. You guys have helped over a dozen agents. Whether it's agents or people or clients, you guys are always putting your guys' best foot forward to help people out. And that's 100%. How we got connected. Right. You guys connected me on your guys' podcast a little over
2 years ago. Yeah.
That was 2 years ago, eh?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Time flies when you have a good time, right?
Yeah.
So we basically have been connecting throughout the whole time, working together, and I really appreciate that.
Of course.
But at the same time, one thing I learned about you guys is you guys have been progressing your life over the course of the years you guys have been in real estate. We're coming up on 7 years now. Yeah. And that's the whole point of this podcast is seeing how people are changing and mastering their life from where they began.
I see what you did there.
Right? Yeah. You see that? You see how we tied that up?
Smart guy, right? That's cool.
Master, then put the master.
Master your life and master of mortgages, right? So I want to know a little bit more about you guys. I think there's a lot of value you guys provide in the market, but I think there's more people that can learn more about you guys as well.
Sure.
So the biggest question is, $100 million question.
Yes.
What got you into real estate?
Oh, long story short.
You start first.
Okay.
Long story short. So our dad was really involved in, or he was getting involved into the business. Yep. He had some friends that were long-time agents, developers as well. So he pushed us to get a license to learn the business and all that, right? This is back in 2016, 2017. Right. And then after his passing, I was like, let me just get my license because that's something that he really wanted us to do. And that's really how we got into the business. My background has been in marketing. So before even I jumped in, I was doing marketing as a side hustle for a lot of realtors that I knew around my location, mostly Sullivan Station, Surrey neighborhoods. Yep. But then I started hearing from people as I was getting licensed that, hey, these online leads don't work. This is garbage. You're wasting our time. So, and then basically how I got involved, I was like, you know what? I'm going to put marketing on the side and try doing this myself. My first full-time year, I was marketing. I did like 3 deals. Mm-hmm. Second year, 6, 7 deals while still doing marketing full-time. This is when I got licensed, joined Century 21.
Part-time agent.
Yeah, part-time agent, still doing a full-time job.
Yep.
4 to 3 shift. It's a pretty crazy shift.
Yeah.
And that's actually another reason why, because I didn't want to wake up at 3 a.m. every morning to go to work.
You know what's funny?
3 a.m. to go to work in the morning?
He used to wake up, and I used to be in my face. I used to walk in drunk as hell. Oh, you're going to work? Like, yeah, I'm going to sleep. All right, man. Have a great day.
Yeah. So you finish one shift, he starts another shift. Right?
Basically. So that's basically what pushed me to just start practicing real estate full-time. And I saw I had a fair bit of knowledge at this time. I was licensed for 2 years, but never really practicing real estate full-time. Okay. Then when I started taking it seriously, quit my job and everything, I did about 18 deals that year. Wow. Then I was like, okay, there's something here. And this is when I told him, Kabir, get your license. Yep. Right? And this is when COVID hit, and he'll continue that story.
I was bound to get my license. I got my license because it was about to expire. Yeah. I had like the 2-year thing. Yep. And then I think in March, and I was working at the Brick as a salesperson. Yeah. I was making about 60 to 70K as a part-time employee there. I was in school.
Good at your age at that time.
I was 22, 23. Yeah. So I was like very happy with my job. And he was telling me like, let's just start working together. And I think I got my license in March or April of 2020. Mm-hmm. Fuck. Got a call from work. No part-time people are coming to work, only full-time. I'm like, fuck you too. Yeah, they're like, we're sorry, since even though you're good at what you're doing, but since you're part-time, we can't entertain it because we only have limited spots. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, you know what? It is what it is now at this point. And then I told him, I'm like, let me just work by myself first, because I'm not the best at learning from do this, do that. I'm good at learning by doing myself. If I've done it once, and if I've like obviously fucked up, I'll do it again properly, right? That's how I learned.
Okay.
Then I believe he gave me 2 leads.
Online leads. That didn't work.
And he
told me,
he's like, shitty leads. I'm telling you right now. He's like, everyone said the same thing. And I'm like, you know what? I have nothing better to do, bro. Like, I'm laid off, so I'm going to call them. Yeah. I got 2, I think in my first year, I did 16 deals in 6 months.
6 months.
6 months. And then...
And just online leads coming from or referrals?
No, I think 11 of them were the leads he gave me. And then I think September, October, when work picked up, they called us back again. I took 5 clients from the brick. So I'm like, "Menu fire kita, I got to do something," right? So
But they're your clients. They stayed with you, right?
they stayed with me
That's
after.
right.
Then one of the funny stories were one of the managers. Haven't spoken to him in a long time. We had some like,
Hopefully he's not watching it.
Even if he is, like all love end of the day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We had some friction because like he's like, "You're part time. You only come during like when you want to come, and then you will go to work and whatnot, right?"
Yeah.
Then I'm like, you know what, that's fair. So then they let me go, and I'm like, you know what, it is what it is. I'm gonna walk on and see what if this thing is for us. And then January 1st or 2nd, we decided to just work together.
Yeah, we didn't team up up until his first 6-7 months.
Because I was like, let me learn. I don't want to, get all the... Because he was teaching me how to do contracts and everything. But I'm like, this whole taking the client with me, I'm like, I don't want to always have you shadow me because I'm not going to learn as fast as I would. So then I practiced that for 6 months. And then I'm like, chalo, let's go.
Something tells me that that's how you learned sales at the brick. You threw yourself in the fire.
100%. Yeah, because even brick was all commission. So if you don't sell anything, you don't make anything, right? So the mentality was the same. So I wouldn't say I had a very hard time transitioning. It was a easier transition for me, mainly because of my sales background, and obviously he was there to support me. Yep. And after that, I think we've been working together, and it's been...
That was a game changer for us, bro. When we partnered up, I think that year we did... that was our first year when we did 100+ deals.
We were so surprised.
Yeah.
I think end of the year, we did 92 deals, right? We were like, oh, fuck, it would have been sick if we did 100. And I think I was talking to one of my buddies then. This guy walks in. He sold a building that had
8 units.
That had 6 residential and 4 or 3 commercial. Guy walks in. He's like, sold 9 units. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, we sold 101 units in our first year together.
Yeah.
And after that.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've been able to carry that momentum.
Right.
Since
and that's
then.
amazing because, like you said, you like to throw yourself in the fire to learn things.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent of that too, and a big believer because I had a similar type of thing when I was. Me and you talked about this recently.
Why don't you share how did you get into the business?
So for myself, I've been working in finance since 2004. Worked for Citigroup in a financial background. I was 19 years old, so you can imagine where my head was at 19. I wasn't thinking about finance. I was thinking about different things, right?
Different type of assets,
Different type of financial assets, right? Got from that, and then I tried a few different roles. I've worked from warehouse jobs in my early teens to financial jobs to call center, customer service in the banking industry.
A mix of everything.
A mix of everything. Then when I was about 24, then I got into auto sales. Similar story, like what you said.
From sales and whatnot, right?
Yeah. So I got into auto sales, and I remember a time when I was like my first or second day there, they're like, oh, there's a car there. It's like a 2006 Jeep Liberty. Nobody's been able to sell that. It's been on the lot for like 300 days.
Right.
There's a bonus on it.
Yeah.
I had a young lady or older lady come in, and she's like, oh, I want to look for a car. People are like, nobody's going to sell that car.
Right.
Nobody's going to sell it. Sonny's showing a car.
You heard the bonus. And then like, you know what?
You
Say
know
no
how
more.
it is, right? I took jumper cables out there to start it snowing outside. And I sold it. People were blown away.
Yeah.
But case in point, you never know how a lead is going to turn out.
Never judge a book
bro.
by its cover, man.
Yeah.
I remember we used to, same idea, because it's an empty lot when clients walk. Like you pick and choose type of thing, right?
Yes.
And everyone said, oh, they're not going to buy anything. Just, they're time waste karte to ban there, right?
Tire kickers, we used to call them in the auto industry.
So
Tire kickers.
100%. So I think the whole idea, whosoever made this quote, I don't know who said it, don't judge a book by its cover, is so true. I've implemented this in our business, and it's 100%. You just
read a
never
couple
know.
pages at least.
Yeah, read a couple pages, right?
Yeah.
Get the gist of it, right?
Exactly.
The topic is enough.
100%. I got it, right?
Yeah.
100%. So, okay, so now you pursued real estate because of a family venture, similar type of situation like ours, myself over here. Now, can you explain like a pivotal moment in your career where you guys decided that, hey, it's better to work together? Like, because you guys are working separately.
Right.
There's something that made you guys say, you know what, we're going to be better together.
I think initially we did talk about it. No, actually we didn't talk about it. When I got my license, he gave me the leads and he's like, let me know if you need any help. So I'm like, you know what, let me just work on it. I think I think it was during Christmas time we had a conversation.
Right.
He's like, next year, like, what's the plan? I'm like, I want to sell real estate. I like this, right? Then he's like, let's work together. I'm like, fuck that. That's like, I can't get better than that, right? I'm working with my own brother.
100%.
And don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's too much.
Yeah.
But sometimes the fact that I'm working with my own brother is like, it's a dream come true, man. We've always used to say this, like, one day we'll work together.
Yeah.
And now I fucking can't get rid of this guy. Man. Fuck.
Well, you know what? You guys are like the Tate brothers of real estate.
Yeah.
Right.
This guy's a little bit more, you're Andrew Tate? This
Yeah,
guy's Tristan over here, the stud over here. No offense. You know what I mean?
No
offense.
problem at all. Yeah, I'm way past those days where I want to be a stud anymore.
Yeah,
so.
we're the older brothers. We just
Me too,
take
man.
the backside.
That's it. I'm also
Spent 10 days of drinking,
I'm
right?
also game
So
over.
I've settled down.
Yeah, no, but bro, I think it was more about as we were, getting more busy.
Yeah.
Right.
I think this business is really about just trust. Doesn't matter within realtors, within brokers, with clients, and I couldn't trust anybody more than him.
No, he tried trusting 2-3 people before.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's dive a little bit into
That as
that.
well,
Not, of course, not sharing any names, but
Yeah.
let's talk. It's business.
Exactly.
In business, you get burnt.
Yeah.
We've
And I
all
did.
been there. I've been there. You've been there.
And that's the best way to learn, man.
Yeah.
Right.
When I was brand new, I didn't know better,
Yeah.
right? But I had the skill set of marketing. So the brokerage that I was with, somebody took me under their wing that, hey, we have so much business, we are busy, you can be a buyer's agent, we'll
I
train you.
remember how excited this guy was.
Yeah,
when he came
I was pumped.
home.
I was
He's
pumped.
Like, we got a fucking office. I'm like, within 1 week, got an office too, right? Like,
Everything's
this
set,
guy's
right?
so
Yeah.
busy, this and that.
Yeah.
Again, not gonna say any names, but hyped.
Long story short, 3 months go by, no clients. And
Right.
I bring the first client to the table, and I get a 25% referral for that.
25.
clients.
And that was a double end deal too.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's when I was like, something's not right.
This guy's doing the math. He's like, the amount of effort that I put into this.
Something's
3
not
months
right.
later, it's like I have a
Yeah.
suspicion something's not right right
But
now. Okay.
see, at this time, I was actually fortunate enough that brokerage recognized my skill set with marketing,
Yeah.
and they hired me as a marketing director for the entire brokerage, right? So
Wow.
yeah.
So
This is
one
my-
door
yeah.
closed and a massive one opened.
Exactly. Because the marketing I did for this agent, they saw that this guy did 3-4 deals just because of me. Then the owner of the broker, they're like, let's have a conversation. Whatever you did for him, can you do it for everybody? And we'll just pay you. Since you're brand new, you're not making any commissions. And this is like 6 months in, 0 deals done, right? Only 25%.
Quarter.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, I can take that role. So I took that role, and that's when I realized that realtors, a lot of us are very lazy. We set high expectations, over-promise, under-deliver. That was the biggest thing that I saw in the business, and I was like, if I ever serve a client, it will be under-promise, over-deliver, the other way around. And that's what really changed my business.
Absolutely.
By just being honest, just being there for my clients, and not really having that objective of, hey, I'm going to make a commission off this guy.
Yeah.
Which was my mindset completely at that point. Like, I don't care about the commission. I just want to learn. And this is what I think got us busier. And again, while I was going through this phase, partnered up with somebody else again. Now, I did learn a lot from this person, but it turned out this person wasn't very honest. When I did some, more digging into their past, they were suspended as a realtor, and then they got licensed again. I wanted to find out why they were suspended. When I found out, I had to walk away.
Can you share? What
I
happened?
can share. So they just basically deceived somebody into signing something that they weren't explained properly.
Right.
Okay.
And that was really against my principles.
You know, it's very,
Yeah.
very common, especially you know how our business works, right? Like I had a client, same idea. They're like, oh, jab pishla realtor siga, like, oh, sanu pata nahi ki sign kita, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the times when we get calls from other people, we'll ask them, like, have you, like, done any business with any other realtors? They're like, oh, yeah, they got us to sign something. So you know how you get what's the contract?
Buyer's
called?
agent? Or
Buyer's
disclosure?
agents disclosure thing.
Yeah.
Me and him, since we've started working like individually or together, I've never gotten the form signed because I'm like, if the person is not happy to work with me,
Yeah.
like I
You
want to
don't
make sure
obligate
that I
nobody,
don't
right?
want to put anyone in a position where like you're forced to use my service because
Yes.
I want to make sure that we build a relationship. My business entirely, his is again leads and whatnot. My business from past 2.5 years, it's all referral. I haven't picked up one single new client, right?
Yeah.
And that's what our motto is, like deliver the service. You'll get more, way more than you expect back.
100%. Yeah, I noticed that with you guys as well. With your clients, it's a special relationship you guys have.
Yeah.
And it's almost as if when a
It's like
client
our
is-
file.
Yeah, it's,
Like,
it's our file, right? Like
Yeah.
the clients are more calm and they're just a different level of understanding,
Right.
which is a lot easier to work with
A
people.
lot of people ask us, bro, when we do consultations, we'll work with you if you get us the best deal in town. And I tell them, no, then don't work with us.
Right.
We can promise you the best deal in town. We will be the most honest with you. Give you all the facts and figures. If then that deal is the best deal for you, you decide that.
Right.
Right? We'll give you everything in front of you, put it out on a table. If it makes sense, go for it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, let's keep looking, right?
And that goes a long ways.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, how have you seen the real estate landscape develop over the years, and where do you see it going in the next 5 to 10 years? Whether it's going to be AI, infusion of AI, or immigration,
Right.
or development. Where do you see Lower Mainland? That's not anywhere in Canada. Lower Mainland, Vancouver to Hope.
Bro, I think I did some showings actually. Funny you asked I think on Saturday. Saw a condo in Chilliwack for, I think, $375. And I shit you know, I think a year ago, maybe 6 months ago, these things were selling at 275.
100K last year's market, 2022.
And shitty market. Consider this. It was bad market. And my clients are like, oh, jaro aapa dekhya siga, because they're like, we've been noticing the market. If you're paying 400K in a Chilliwack like apartment, that should tell you more than enough for the market. Our market is so like, you know, like supply is so low, like we don't, and amount of immigration that's happening, it's intense.
Yep.
So I think the whole landscape of every city, don't even talk about City Central. We all know like the prices are up the roof, right?
Yes.
Go to Mission. Townhouse they're selling for 800,000.
So let me ask you another question to that. Prices have been increasing even all the way in Chilliwack as well, or even in Surrey Central. Do you think there will be a time that they're all kind of similar or very, very close because of the immigration or people moving?
It might be.
Because there's migration happening. Some people are, I noticed a lot of people, I don't want to live in this part of Surrey.
Right.
I'm moving to Fraser Valley.
Chilliwack might be a little too far, but if you compare Langley and Abbotsford, I wouldn't be surprised if they match in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
If you see a condo, how much is a 2-bed, 2-bath in Langley? 650, 675
average.
You can't find anything nice in Abbotsford for under 575, 600 either.
Yeah.
So the difference used to be like what 200K. Now difference is like very close.
5%.
Yeah.
I would say 5 to 10% variance. Yeah.
Wow.
And our rental is insane. Basements are renting for $2,300.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's actually surreal.
It is. It is. And you can get a home, like a detached home upstairs.
Yeah.
For that price point.
Yeah.
Even a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the market, again, obviously we are biased. We work in mortgage and real estate. Right, but our market is strong because
put it this way, man.
It's a history, man. It's a periodic.
Put it this way. Put it this way. In the last 8 years, the housing cost has doubled, bro. Yeah. Average rent 8 years ago was.
You sound so biased right now, but so
$1,500. This is the truth.
No, don't tell me. I'm in the same loop.
Average rent, Canadian average rent was $1,400-1,500.
Yeah.
Now it's $3,000.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Why do you think? A lot of people, when I do consultations, they ask me, why is this happening? Right? And I'm like, it's very simple to understand. It's because there's a lot of demand. Right. There's not enough housing for everybody. Right?
Simple. Yeah.
This is why they're doing multiple densities across SkyTrain neighborhoods, this and that, because these are new policies. They have to adapt.
They don't have the room to accommodate the people who are actually migrating to, especially Vancouver because of the weather.
Yeah.
And people, and again, we're biased, but it's just a very strong market. Look at, like now, like, when the crash happened, people still think we're in a recession and whatnot. Prices did drop. Like prices were very bad. I think in January of 2022. Within a year and a half, we are sitting at the same price we were in multiple offer situation 2021. A rancher in Cloverdale used to sell for 1.4. A rancher in Cloverdale last week sold for 1.38.
It's right there.
Yeah. So and interest rates are so high. So
highest rates in the high rates.
Yeah. So if you again, that tells you like how strong our market is. So when interest rate goes down, prices to jane hai. But people think we're
it's
just
very simple. I put it this way: as long as we have enough rental demand, the market's going nowhere. Yeah. Period, man. People are renting out rooms for $1,000 to students in houses that are beat down houses.
Not even houses, bro. You can rent a half apartment for $1,200.
Yeah.
Like, they're selling rooms in the apartment.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting place to be because in 2021 when we notice interest rates rising,
right?
There's a lot of different camps thinking about this is going to happen, this is going to collapse, and what ended up happening was the opposite.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the interest rates went up the highest level and the fastest pace in 40 years.
Yep. Right.
At the same time, what ended up offsetting, we can all agree on, is immigration started coming in. So those seats started getting filled for those homes that are not being built.
Here's something funny about immigration.
Sure.
Most countries have quotas that this is how many student visas we can give out. Canada didn't have a lot of rules and regulations around it.
Yeah.
Up until a couple of years ago, now that the elections are coming up, all these things are coming to light.
Of course.
They took so many people in. Where are they going to live?
Yeah.
Where are they going to go? Right? And as long as these people continue to come in, we're going to have a good market. And you know how much they help the economy?
Tons, yeah.
Just, I think it was a stat I read on CBC or somewhere, about $1 to $2 billion annually is actually coming into the economy from international students.
Look at their course, like what they pay and what we pay. Like it's a huge.
And that's
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's messed up.
That's really messed
A
up.
4-year degree for a Canadian or a permanent resident, roughly 15 to 20 grand.
No, max. I would say max 30 grand top.
Max 30 grand from a high-end school, whatever, right? Same tuition for somebody that's an international student, 4 times that price.
How can they afford that? Sometimes we talk about that in the past as well. But before we go on to the immigration part, we're also looking at not only immigration impacting the market, but what about people that are aging into the market?
Right.
That as well.
So people that are 16, 17, 18, or 20, 23, 24, they got to buy a home. They can't all live in their parents' basements
Right.
forever if their parents do have a basement or if they have parents for that matter.
Yeah.
That leads me to my next question. I think we talked about this. A lot of people have this thing on, immigration is not good or there's too many people coming in. There's, of course, a few bad apples in anything that we see.
That's gonna happen regardless.
But I mean, you guys immigrated from India.
Yeah.
Right.
I lived in India when I was a kid, as growing up, and I moved when I was a child, and then went back and forth almost a dozen times over the last 10 years.
Yeah. Right.
So I understand the culture fully, and I respect and appreciate people that
Right.
come there. This difference that people don't realize that haven't traveled there is the mentality when
Yeah.
you're coming from somewhere like that,
Yeah.
which is literally dog eat dog world.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
That you really can apply those skills here.
Yeah.
And you and I talked about it openly.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people that are living here
Yeah.
that are complaining about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame the people that are working hard and doing what they can to
Right.
make ends meet,
Yeah.
right? On the other hand, people feel kind of like entitled.
Yep.
That's why they just use this as an excuse that, hey, a lot of immigration companies are bringing a lot of immigrants in. Not even companies. The government itself is where
Right.
we gonna go,
Yeah.
right? But they
But-
fail to realize
yeah.
that these people really just run the economy.
Yeah.
If these guys are not here, who's gonna do these basic jobs?
Yeah.
Right? So the flow is created because of this.
Yeah.
And if it goes away, our country will collapse.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Yes.
we need those boots in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Jobs.
if you do the math on the amount of, again, as you guys both said, economy is being stabilized and the amount of quota that they have already, if you take that away, again, they're not taking anyone's jobs. They're same amount of jobs out there that so people who use other factors to kind of like determine their success or their it's just something different.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, you
Like, to
can't.
be honest,
States.
'cause-
Look at states.
Yeah.
How many people moved there in the last 10 years?
Right.
10 times people that moved here.
Yeah.
And they
Are
have
they complaining?
365 million people that live there. We have
Exactly.
35, 33 million.
Exactly.
Another thing to add to your point, Kabir, I agree. I think people will make these excuses on, they're coming here, they're taking the jobs. I think you and I were talking about this, Raj.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to do these customer-facing jobs.
Yeah.
100%.
Like the sales job, like the brick or
Yeah.
car sales.
Yeah.
People, not many, I'm not saying everybody, there's a lot of people
Yeah.
that grew up
You
here,
gotta
they're
have
like,
thick-
I don't want to do that job. I'm going to be
Yeah.
facing somebody. But that's the stuff that you have to
Yeah,
get through. You have to go through the mud.
That's
I
the
think-
entitlement, right?
I think when
Yeah.
you have the whole idea of having thick skin, like you can tell me something to my face right now, I'll just be like, okay, cool. Like it's just like it's just like
You get
I've
used
been
to
built
that,
like this,
the
like,
rejections, right?
yeah, I'm like I've heard no so many times, man. I'm
Yeah.
like I get it, I respect that, and fine, simple.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I don't beat myself to it. I'm like like it is what it is.
But you don't let it impact your ego.
yeah.
That correlation and
Right.
and impacting their ego, I think some people need to really focus on that, right?
100%. I think ego is a big thing that we all say that we don't have an ego, but everyone has an ego.
100%.
But I think the moment you realize like how to kind of control it and put it towards a good use, you can see a night and day difference.
Ego and confidence,
Yeah,
right? Have the
yeah.
differentiation,
100%.
right? Yeah, that's true.
I tell my my girlfriend all the time, like I don't have an ego, but I
Which is very
do,
common.
but I do. But at the same time, if you put it to work,
Yeah.
if someone tells you you're bad at your job and you actually use that flame to actually work harder, like it's you can go a far long way, man.
So you master your life like that, right?
Master. There you go.
It's just mindset game, man. It really is because like
I've been reading a lot of books, man. I'm telling you.
You have.
Yeah.
Lewis Howes, you were reading
I
recently?
love that book.
Yeah.
I think I finished like 60% of it.
Yeah.
Insane. Like it's all about the fact that just get up and do the work. Simple.
Yeah.
And every single person we follow, we both are big followers of Ryan Sarhant.
Yeah.
His very famous thing is just do the work,
and the work will take care of you.
And this is so true. Like if you
Simple
keep,
as that, right?
Simple. It's just a very simple line, and you know him to Nav
Yeah.
Sekon,
Yeah.
right? He said a line to us. He's like, if you treat your business as a job, just see what happens.
Yeah.
Apa cactus jo jaake ke peg la rahe, I come back, right? Like just like it's just like you do the work will take care of you.
And your business is your baby. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, if you don't nurture or take care of it,
100%, yeah.
it's going to starve. And then at the end of the day, you're going to be impacted, right?
Right, exactly.
for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Nav's good people. Him and I were chatting not too long ago,
Right.
too.
He's a genius, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a mastermind, man. His
He's
mind is-
mastered his life.
Yeah.
He's mastered
He's
his
a
life.
true genius, actually. Yeah,
absolutely. But you know what? It's great to have a network of people like that.
Absolutely.
That actually give
Push you.
back.
I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah. No, when you I think initially when we started or when he started, and I don't think anyone tried to tell you like do this, because everyone had that what if he does better than us? But the moment you transform that, like if he does like better or he does as good as me, it's good for him. Like I'm looking at my own plate. One thing I'm guilty of it when I started work up until I would say like almost a year ago. I still do it sometimes. I start comparing myself to others. I'm like, then he tells me like, dude, like, look what you're doing. Look how far you've come, and that's all your focus should be. And I think that makes a big difference.
It's a beautiful thing to actually outline that, because even myself, like, comparison is a thief of joy.
Right.
And a lot of times nowadays, like even myself, I've had it in the past, whether you're going on social media looking at things, because I think what it comes down to is you're not comparing your life to where theirs is. You're comparing where you should have been in a sense, because you're like, oh, I could have done this. So you're not hating on them, you're hating on yourself.
But if you could have done that, then your life story would be entirely different right now.
And if you, exactly. So don't hate on them.
Exactly. So love you. I just leave the Instagram app to him like, fuck this shit, man. You spend too much time on this app.
I just recently started doing that.
Yeah.
I read this book. I don't know which book. I can't remember exactly.
He didn't read a book.
I listened to a lot of audiobooks. So I heard a book, and they said that if you delete social media from your phone for just 1 week, it will completely shift your mindset.
Absolutely.
We don't realize what social media does to us, bro.
Yeah.
In our subconscious mind, when we're scrolling, we are inputting things in our head that we don't even know that we're going to take into account, and the comparison comes in place.
And it comes in like your personal life too. Like you're talking to like, your friends.
Yeah.
You can start looking at them differently. It's a very psychological thing. Like
we shouldn't have
realize
that much, right? Yeah.
And when you look at your screen time, I looked at it, I'm like, yo, that's
screen time.
Yeah.
So they said keep your screen time under 2 hours.
Yes.
Because your phone is a phone. If it rings, answer it.
Simple.
Don't just sit on it all day long.
Totally.
That's how it used to be.
to do.
That's how it used to be.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah,
You have genuine connections with people.
Exactly.
Bro, think about it, bro. That's what social media has done. All these companies invest billions of dollars into research about what catches attention.
You think about something right now, I bet you the moment you touch it, it's going to be there.
Yeah, they're listening to us.
Yeah.
Because the social media is great.
Exactly.
But this is what they have created. They have taken away. So movies are out of the scene now. YouTube videos is what's in, right? People don't watch TV channels no more. They watch those shorts on YouTube and stuff. So they've invested so much money into getting our attention, because that's the most expensive, I would say, currency in the world. Attention, right? And they are doing that, so we spend more time on it.
Yeah.
And we have to look the other way, because otherwise we'll just keep diving into it. And social media is all fake, bro.
Yeah.
People share their best moments.
100%.
Right? When I'm upset, I don't post on social media. I don't even use it.
Exactly.
Right? When I
Stay away from this shit.
When I achieve something, I post it. So people are looking at the best parts of my life, not the struggles.
I don't even think if it. I don't
not a
think
true reflection.
I agree.
I don't think it's even if it's just the good parts. I think if you did this, you're gonna show this.
Yeah.
And you expect other people to, and I can bet money on it. If anyone says no, we don't do it for that reason. Moment you post something of any type of, like you have achieved something or you're proud of something, right? Back of your head, you're thinking someone's gonna see this and they're gonna be jealous. Yeah. That's entire social media platform. Yeah. We all do it. We all if you don't want to make people jealous, people will still talk about you. So attention.
And me and Sunny actually had this conversation. We went for lunch the other day. Sorry we didn't invite you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
But I asked Sunny, when was the last time you posted on social media? He's like, bro, it's been over a year. I'm like, why? And that's when we had this conversation. Bro, social media for us as business owners, something that needs to be there because of, again, what we just discussed 5 minutes ago. The attention is there. Yeah. Right? If people weren't scrolling on social media, I won't be spending my time investing 100%. My time into posting on social media. I'd be doing something else.
We pick up a lot of clients through social media. So again, it could be put to a lot of great use.
Oh, 100%.
But the negative comes with it. You can't just take one and just be like, man, you
gotta be prepared. And to be honest, I was prepared to a certain degree, but I found it for myself that it was something I needed to step away from.
Yeah. Right.
And last year, you and I talked about it. So I spent some time away from social media, but not away from business because we still did business. Right.
Yes.
So there's a quote by Jim Rohn, and I've been following.
He read the book because he knows. There you go.
Yeah, Jim Rohn there you go. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Yeah. So, and the business will come, and you guys all can attest to that. Because when you start working on yourself, you start changing who you are as a person.
100%.
So your interactions with people, somebody that wouldn't be a client today, but you talk to them in a different way, communicate differently because you've developed yourself. You get that deal, like you said. Everybody's saying that, don't talk to that guy, they're not going to buy. But you have that social
majority of the thing is you want to, how we have the thing, treat a client as a client. I personally think it's bullshit. Again, you should have boundaries. But moment you show them, I'm not here to sell you anything, you break the barrier. so even if you're doing it intentionally, you're not doing it intentionally, just, when you start implementing that. So my majority of my theory with business is like, I don't want to work with a client. I want you to trust me as your family, and I want to help you.
Exactly.
And if you don't think I'm helping you, then I'm doing my job wrong.
Let me ask you a question to that.
Yeah.
Is it true a client will become a friend faster than a friend will become a client?
Very true.
Very true. Right.
100%.
I'm very fortunate. A lot of my friends, I don't think I didn't expect this much support from them since I became a realtor, but they have used me in all sorts of transactions. But this is so true.
It is true.
Like,
At the beginning anyway.
I think it will
Over time.
last for entire
Yes.
your business.
Yes.
Because I personally think, like, even when you're helping family, it gets very complicated. You can't be very flat or honest with them. If he's my client, I'll tell him it's a shitty house, despite of the fact if you like it or not. Here's my opinion. But if you say that same wording to your family member, you're like, "Tenu zyada pata." Right? It's how it works.
It's because their perception could be different,
Exactly.
right?
Even though I do work in this, and even if you tell this to your friends, it's the same idea. So, again, you're right. And we hope we have all our friends and stuff working with us, but it is one of those things that comes with it.
But then again, over time, friends
Right.
do come back. Like, in a sense, what I've noticed for myself is at the beginning, you're still trying to learn your business. So
Right.
a client will become a friend.
Right.
And then as your business starts to grow and develop and people see
can
that
see
you're
it. Correct.
achieved a certain level of success,
Right.
then friends and family trust you wholeheartedly. They're like, you
Right.
know what? He's already figured it.
What's the level of success to you?
What does success mean to me, man? I think freedom is success to do what you want to do in life.
Right. That's the
Right?
same
That's
theory, man.
success.
He asked me this thing, I had the same reply.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is success.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I want to do
Doing
it.
a podcast at 6 o'clock,
Yeah,
no
it's
problem.
fun to me.
Sure.
No
It's-
beer, no drinks.
No beer. No, next time we'll have that.
sober.
Next time
No,
we'll have
I'm sober, man. I'm a very.
Both of us are now.
Oh, you don't drink either?
Yeah, it's been almost a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can't say that, but it's been 10 days.
10 days. That's good enough. It's all the same.
You went to
afterwards.
Mexico.
Yeah, my wife.
You didn't drink.
No.
All inclusive.
I went to India too.
You
I went
didn't
to-
drink?
I did a lot of things.
That's actually impressive.
Why?
I'm not a heavy drinker, I never was, but
Yeah.
I do
No,
drink
you
here and
can't. Because I have seen you heavy drinking. You shouldn't.
there. Yeah, or that.
He doesn't like to heavy drink.
No, bro. After
He
two,
doesn't agree with it.
after
Right?
2 drinks, it's like, yo, my head hurts.
Bro, now,
my,
actually,
my body
when
hurts.
I do
Yeah.
drink with them sometimes, and
Yeah.
that's very rare as well, like once in 3 months, 2-3 drinks, and I cannot have a fourth drink.
And we tell him, I'm like, yo, that's
Yeah.
fine. But then when we are out, this guy's like, he's looking at us because I can drink obviously a little bit more than him, right? So he'll be like, okay, I'm gonna have another one too. I'm like, yo, Rand, if you don't want to do it, just don't do it, right? So he gets peer pressure with us.
100%.
The peer pressure story, I'll tell you, his birthday, we went to LA, one of his birthdays.
2 years ago.
And this is, I'm not drinking like regularly. We are in LA, me, him, and another buddy. And bro, we finished like a bottle of
Ketos.
in like
Fuck.
30 minutes.
Oh,
Have you-
perfect. That's
you-
slow, eh?
You play cards?
Yeah.
So we used
Bobby?
no, there's a game called King's Cup.
Okay, yeah.
Dangerous game. So it's
Yes.
like a card has, like a meaning to it.
Yeah.
That game, I think we played for 45 minutes. The bottle, it wasn't a small bottle. I was very embarrassed to say. It was a 2-6.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 people.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And it was just gone. And we were feeling fine because obviously it doesn't hit you.
Yeah.
We were
Creeps up on
feeling
you.
fine up until an hour after when we all puked.
Dude, Sunny, none of us remember the night.
It's right.
None of us remember the
And
night.
that was the night before his birthday, okay? We come home puking and all that.
And we
right?
came home at 10:30. Get
came
this.
home at
We
10:30.
didn't come late.
Early night.
10:30.
10:30, bro. And it hits 12 o'clock. I had my alarm on to wish him, right? Obviously, we were not anticipating sleeping at 10:30 that night. But since we were getting drunk,
We
I
have
was
this
like,
ritual that we wake each other up regardless, like, happy birthday.
Happy birthday?
Sleep, right?
it's
Oh,
12
that's
o'clock.
awesome.
I'm sharing the room with our other buddy. He doesn't like to share his bed with me,
Yeah.
whatever. But it's 12 o'clock,
Yeah.
alarm's going off. He's like, yo, should we wish him? I'm like, oh,
I
no,
heard
man.
him. I'm like, yo, I get it. man. Just shut up. I get it.
That's enough over
He's
there.
like,
right?
don't get up. Happy birthday. See you tomorrow morning.
So after that, I didn't drink for I think he hasn't drank since that day, more than one
properly.
drink.
After that, I've not had more than 2-3
I
drinks
took
if
a-
I'm
Oh,
drinking.
so how many years ago is this?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. I took a
Wow.
6 months break.
Yeah.
And then again, there were so many weddings, so I still don't drink the way that
Yeah.
drinking night.
Yeah.
That was too much.
But yeah, that was after that. We both decided. I'm like, dude, I don't think even my system is built like that, man, anymore.
It's hard, I think,
Yeah.
in this industry too.
No, we are stupid too, bro. It was a lot of liquor for 45 minutes.
yeah.
We don't blame anyone but ourselves.
At least you guys take the
Yeah, I'll take the blame
responsibility for it,
ownership,
right?
ownership,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. Yeah, but I mean, in any industry, like as you guys see, the higher up you go, the less you see people, getting totally like mashed.
Wasted, yeah.
Yeah, right. And it's like you guys want to get to that another level,
Right.
And you guys are gonna be that new person, right?
I think when I don't drink, like we all say it doesn't make an impact.
Clarity.
It makes a huge impact, man.
Mental clarity,
Like
yeah.
you're like my head is like I wake up early anyways, but like I'm more present. like even with work, like like I used to like say like, oh, this doesn't affect my body. Even when you go out, you leave work earlier so you can go pre-drink this and that. When you limit that, you have actually so much time for work, and your mindset is actually a lot clearer.
You focus on yourself a little bit too, because I feel like for me, I find that I'm less reactive. I'm more proactive. And when things are coming towards you, like as in clients, deals, you're able to navigate multiple different scenarios.
Correct.
100%.
Rather than it's like, it's Friday night, I got to go see this guy, my buddies. And just, you're just not as,
100%.
I guess, aggressive in the
Aware.
deals. Yeah, weird. There you go.
Yeah.
Bro, I am in bed by like 8:39 these days.
Fresh.
Yeah. 8:39, wake up at 4.
These days, right? These days. I love it. I love Kabir.
I used to, no, I sleep early anyways. Fuck, I'm just like putting myself down right now.
These days.
These days.
Giovanni's gone, man.
I have a 2-year-old that still sleep at 10, 11.
And wake up over throughout the night too?
Well, yeah, but you have to.
I also get to the office at 8 a.m. every day after going to a gym.
Good for you.
So you don't have
well,
to.
you guys are a team, right? Where he fills the gaps, right?
Yeah,
there you go.
That's true.
Let's talk about kids for a minute before you have your next question. You have
I got a 2.5-year-old son.
Yeah, so how's work-life balance?
Well, you know what, man? I think for myself, I would say I'm very blessed to be in this position, helping clients with mortgages and their real estate transactions. Because I would like to say the word flexibility.
Right.
It's not really flexibility, but I'm able to adjust my time.
Right. Now,
maybe that is a flexibility.
not when you were brand new, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all before.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like constantly falling on the floor, picking up yourself. And when I had my son, I really wanted to focus on his childhood.
100%.
I know there's a lot of people and like gurus online that will say, your kids will grow up, you got to work out there and hunt for business.
Against it.
I also know good friends of mine that did that.
Yeah. Right.
And they look back at those times and say, I don't know why I missed out on my son or daughter's life for the first 2-3 years, 4 years.
The most important years too, right?
Yeah, and I mean, for me, we both lost our fathers, right? All three of us have.
Yeah.
And it's different, right? Because we really want to
appreciate it more.
Appreciate it more, appreciate it differently,
I think when you lose a loved one, like it's just one of those things where like more time, like nothing is enough. Not like extent of time is enough. So just live in the moment. I see what you're saying. Like people, I saw a stupid video on Instagram. There's this lady, she's like, I spent 20 minutes with my kids. They don't need more. And I'm like, dude, like, fuck.
Are they your kids?
Exactly, right?
Yeah, so just, spending time, especially like when they're that age, you want to be with them all the time, right?
And not even that my kids don't need more. I need it.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
I need that time.
Exactly.
Because I really appreciate and I adore spending that time with my son or, just to be able to build that connection.
Right.
Because it gives a certain sense of escape from work.
That's what he says too. Blessing, man.
It is. It's like you're like, whoa, I'm like here playing nothing else matters.
Exactly.
Then
So it's a beautiful thing.
Then she
right?
comes to me, cha-cha. I'm like, oh, okay, come here. Then she'll poop. I'm like, all right, go away now.
See you later.
Go away now.
My job is done here.
You take over now, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about. We already talked about some significant setbacks that you guys in the real estate career. Is there anything else in your life that you guys are particularly proud of individually, whether it's going to be real estate, personal life? What can you say that, I was
That's a good
here
question.
and I'm here now and I'm proud of making that change in my life, whether it's moving away from certain businesses, people, places, things. What would you say individually?
I think I think we grew up. I think you can probably relate with us too. We grew up at a very, very early age because of our circumstances. Yeah. But I think because of the circumstance that happened, and it sucks to say it, but we're here just because of that too. So it could have taken us in a different direction, but the fact that we were able to, take it in a way where like, I want to make him proud, and it's been the goal since day one, right? Yeah. So I think just that growth that we both have done, like regardless of the fact like business or like personally too, I think that for me is a very, I wouldn't say I'm proud of it, but I'm very content with the whole, like my journey as of now. And my whole mindset is to just grow and get better.
Absolutely.
Bill and I used to be like, oh, I want to buy this. I still want to buy like fancy things. I am materialistic, right? But at the same time, I want to be happy before I have that car or that watch, right? So I think that growth I have done personally, I was very materialistic. At one point, I think 6-7 months when I started, I used to tell him like, yo, I'm going to buy that car. He's like, man, shut up. Just shut up. So I think the whole maturity that came with everything that happened, I think I would say that was a very...
So you mastered your life.
Yeah,
there you go.
That is exactly what it is.
Yeah. So,
but that perspective, right? Like it started shifting for you.
Yeah.
I'll let you answer yours.
Bro, I think I had a mental shift 2-3 years ago maybe. Just walking away from that broke mindset.
Yeah.
I read this book. This is
Give me the fucking author, bro. Give me the author.
It's called The Secret.
Okay.
The Secret,
Who's the
yes,
author?
that's
Secret. Rhonda Bryan.
Rhonda
Something.
Bryan.
I don't know the exact pronunciation of it. But anyways, it said in the book that you really are what you believe in, right?
Right.
And I used to read this everywhere. Mind over matter. I never understood it up until this time when it came to my life. I was like, okay, what does it really mean? So that mental shift basically happened thinking that so far I've been thinking I don't have enough money. I don't have enough clients. And maybe that's why my business is like this.
What's fucked up?
And when I started shifting my thoughts on that,
The whole mindset.
you know what? That's actually,
True.
I need to walk away
Yeah.
from that, right? Even if I have $0 in my account, no problem. I believe in myself. I'll go drive a Uber if I have to pay my bills.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be independent. For me, that independence, like you said early on in the podcast, the success, what it meant to me was not money, was not cars, it was freedom. Okay, if I want to work today, I will go to work. You still have to work, man.
100%.
Even if you make $1 billion a year,
Yeah.
you cannot lay in your bed all day.
No.
You still have to work.
But at the same
right?
time,
Yeah.
it just comes down to the fact that what's your purpose in the given moment. I think this conversation happened. I think, you know what? This conversation changed our mindset, and then we started working together.
Yeah.
We were working with a lot of buyers. After every deal, there's no pipeline. Leads, okay, theek hai, ho gaye, leads ho gaye. Now, what do we sell? Then me and him sat down, and I'll just be very, vulnerable and be honest with you. 4 years ago, we both were very broke.
Yeah.
Like I still remember this fucking one bill at Tim Hortons, Surrey Central. I used to go to SFU. I used to work at the brick, right? Hand to mouth.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
like, very long time.
I was more broke than my younger brother. That was my story,
And
bro.
he had an ego at that
Happened to me
time.
too, don't worry.
I'll go a little bit of a depth
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
and he had a very big ego at that time.
Yeah.
So I think this is when I was in my last year. This is 2019, before COVID. I had a bill of $5.25 at Tim Hortons. The fucking card declined.
Wow.
I'm still like horrified from that. Whenever my card declines now, for some reason, I'm just like,
You
fuck.
like, get that feeling like, oh, it better work. Even though it's like 100 grand in there, you're like, it better work.
After that, I was younger, and me and him, when we had that conversation, we both related to it so much. We're like, dude, like, we've already been through hell. Right now, in my opinion, I did not expect I'll be doing this good. Just being honest with you. I'm not the greatest at selling real estate. I'm not the worst. What I am doing, I'm very happy with it. In my wildest dreams, I didn't think we'll be sitting here doing this, how life has been treating us.
The belief changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of going from broke to I have enough, we'll figure it out.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a huge
You
shift.
are enough. And all you really have, like you said, bro, and this was the mindset shift, the verdict, is if you think about it, right? You're always so concerned about bank balances. I want to buy this, I want to buy that. But all you really have is just this moment.
Yeah.
Once it's gone, this is also gone, right? You don't really own anything else. But
No.
your
This will be
present
here,
time.
bro. We're recording this.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
Yeah.
perfect example of tough times don't last.
Yeah.
Tough
that people do.
yeah,
I'll tell you the ego thing. So this guy, I think 5 years ago now,
yeah.
me and this guy didn't talk for a very long time. We had some some tension.
Happens in family.
Yeah, and
Which family's perfect?
And I think because of that,
Family, right?
I think because of that, we are so close now.
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy came to my room. He's like, "Where are you going?" And he's never asked me this. I'm like, "I'm going out with the guys, right?" He's like, "No, you and me are gonna go grab a beer today." I'm like, "Fuck it, I'll cancel the plans. Let's go."
Okay.
We went to the Big Ridge by our house. We sat there for I think 4 hours. Like I let my anger out, whatever I had. He did his. Ottobad, he told me like he's in debt. I'm like, why couldn't you just ask me? He's like, you're my younger brother. I'm like, see, like I'm still here for life. Like if you don't talk to me, I don't talk to you. Then now any panga I have in my life, I call him like, yo, this happened. What should I do now, bro? So I think whatever you go through will also turn out to be. I think that was a blessing that night. Even though me and him, we regret wasting those 2-3 years.
Yeah.
But again, if we didn't waste that, I don't think me and him would have had this good of understanding.
And you guys had ended up having to go away to really appreciate each other to come back stronger.
100%.
That's
100%.
beautiful.
How about for yourself, Sonny? What was like a pivotal moment in your life where you're like, you know what? I got this.
I got this?
Yeah.
Because your mindset has shifted a lot from, I know you for the past 3-4 years now.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've also seen a change, a very good change.
Yeah.
A quick story before that. You know how me and Sonny actually met? Do you know?
No.
I'm asking you.
It wasn't Century 21?
No.
No, I don't know.
I actually forgot about it too. He reminded me.
How did you
You know the condo I had in Harvard Gardens?
Yeah.
He was my neighbor.
Oh yeah. He told me. Next door neighbor.
Next door neighbor. I was moving in, he was moving out.
Yeah.
So
you had a Tesla, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember this,
This guy, okay, so me and Raj were neighbors just for the overlap. We had a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'd wake up in the morning and we were pregnant. No, we actually had the baby
You did.
at the time.
Yeah.
We had the
We
baby
were
and you guys were pregnant.
Yeah.
And you told me we were pregnant and
Yeah.
we're just connected.
That's
that
when we
way.
started talking.
Yeah.
And I'd wake up in the morning. My office, the home office, was backing onto their unit.
Yeah.
And I go to the gym, I come back, and then we're like, oh, Karen will be like, oh, the neighbors are bumping rap tunes. They're probably some young gangsters, right? And I'm like, oh, shit, this building's full of a bunch of gangsters, right? Like, I'm like, what do I say?
You know that whole complex is a bunch of fucking
A bunch of
gangsters.
gangsters, right?
Good people though.
Everyone's good
Nice people, right?
Yeah.
So I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh, man, we got some sort of D-boy next to us, right?
Yeah.
And turns out that it's Raj,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And we started chatting, and
Yeah.
I think we all just kind of did our own thing. I moved out to Abbotsford.
Exactly.
And I was working a lot more in that market. And then you guys
Then we connected again.
connected to the
Yeah.
podcast. And
Now back to the question.
okay, so what was that
pivotal-
question exactly?
Pivotal moment in your
Pivotal
life.
moment in my life. You know what? You guys shared a lot of stuff that I went through as well.
Right.
And I couldn't figure out how to explain it.
Right.
Like losing somebody in your life is of course a terrible thing.
Right.
But one thing that if you don't find meaning in it,
Right.
it's
It's gonna eat you.
it's
gonna eat you.
purposeless.
Then
Yeah.
you're gonna lose yourself too.
Yes, like
Yeah.
I think we're all gonna lose people in our lives.
100%, yeah.
But it's up to us to find a meaning in that loss to gain from it. In a sense to improve yourself.
100%.
So turn a negative into a positive. Of course it's a negative situation, you can't do anything about it.
Right.
But how did you overcome it and get better? And I didn't realize at the time what I would have to go through
Right.
mentally, physically, financially,
Right.
to become where I am now. And this is like the quest to get
Right.
better and
Right,
growth
exactly.
and growth, like
Right.
progress, not perfection.
Right.
Yes.
And that's one thing I've been learning throughout my life. You know, whether you're, cutting out certain negative behaviors, patterns, people, places, or things, it was an overhaul in my life.
Right.
Huge overhaul. And at the age of 31, I lost my dad. I was thinking, okay, well, where do I go from here?
Right.
And I didn't realize who I had to become
Right.
in order to get to the place I'm at now.
100%.
And especially the patterns that you guys mentioned, like, I realize there's a formula to this now.
Right.
It's like, okay, this is a difficult time or difficult, challenging process we're going to go through,
Right.
whether it's a podcast or a business venture. I'm like, perfect.
Right.
We've been here before.
Exactly.
This is
100%.
part of the process now, right?
Yeah.
I think staying busy is also one of the biggest drugs you can use.
Yes.
The best drugs you can use is to get out of, depression, bad times. If you're busy,
idle
stay
mind
busy.
is devil's home. So
Yeah.
stay away from
100%.
Vela damag, shaitan da kar.
100%.
Right?
My mom says it all the time. Like when you're more engaged in terms of again, as you said, your purpose, your business, everything, your whole mindset would just change. You won't have time to think about something you don't want to think about.
And keep it moving. You're talking about working out too as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys. So how important is it to have a healthy lifestyle?
I used to be very healthy and then work happened, Again, I'm one of those people blaming stuff, but I go to gym every day.
Yes.
I control my diet, then I start eating.
But you're always training.
My first day, my routine is Gurdwara and then I go to gym every day, 7 days a week. It might not look like it now, but at the same time, it does look like
but you're eating longer afterwards.
Yeah,
right?
but
It's okay.
I have been doing that. But yeah, I think that for me, before it used to be an outlet to take the anger out. Especially when dad passed away, I heavily gym was I was there for 3 hours. Me and this guy, we used to go to YMCA.
Just
Yeah, but I because of what happened with dad,
Right.
my mindset was he was healthy. It still happened with him.
Yeah,
Fuck
so
this shit.
we went different routes.
I'm just gonna give up on this.
Yeah.
So I gained a lot of weight, but
Okay.
I've also dropped some weight now.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's also because of what's right there.
Right.
Just step by step. And this is for people listening. If you don't feel like doing something, don't do it, man. It's okay.
Yeah, you don't have to force yourself.
It's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
But at least adapt.
Yeah.
Right. Be open towards what possibilities you will have if you were to do that.
yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, the gym was, my dad and I used to go to the gym together at the age of
Right.
17.
Yeah.
I kind of had a little bit of a different feeling about the gym afterwards too. I was like,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to the
Screw
gym.
this,
Like,
right?
What the
what's
fuck
the
am I
point of
doing?
this? It's going to be
Exactly.
too much of a reminder.
Yeah.
But it's interesting once you start going back to, it's almost like
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle,
Yeah,
right?
I used to be there because at that time I wasn't busy with work. I was going to school and I was still working at Brick.
Yeah.
And that was in the evening anyways, right? So I'm just there for that was my sweet time. And then work happened and I got, obviously, hopefully everything went as a plan. We got busy and stuff. And then I want to go back to it. I want to obviously get in shape and be in the best shape. But he's right. Sometimes, do what you need to do, man.
Well, the
you don't
best
have
shape
to,
is this.
The mind.
If this is in the good shape, it will automatically
100%.
fix every other shape, I guess.
Now, let's talk about that a little bit deeper.
Sure.
Spirituality.
I'm huge on that, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too.
Clearly, it sounds like we all are clear on that. We're huge on it.
Yeah.
So, Gurdwara, are you going usually daily?
I
don't go. I haven't been in 4 months.
But
But my mindset is basically, the God that you worship is just within you.
I don't think you have to. Yeah, exactly. I don't think you have to go to Gurdwara. I made a promise. I think end of 2022, after a horrible, drinking, I came to I don't know what happened after the trip, right? I've had very bad hangovers, worse than what I had. After that trip, something just triggered in me, and I'm just like, dude, I'm just done with that shit. Right?
We just looked at each other, bro. We're like, we can't
disgusted.
be doing this. What is this? Are we 16-year-old?
Yeah.
What is this, man?
Then I came back home, and then I was talking to myself. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing Gurdwara. But now in the morning, it's just it's like gym for me. It's a routine. I personally don't think you have to go to Gurdwara to pray. I think you can do it again from any corner as long as your intentions are pure. That's all you need, right?
I meditate every morning. Yeah. That's the first thing I do. Doesn't matter what time I wake up. And this is something that I firmly believe in. It doesn't matter when you wake up. What you do when you're awake is what matters.
Yes.
You can wake up at 9 a.m. and still start your day okay. All these gurus also talk about wake up at 4 a.m. if you want to be successful. Screw that, bro. I used to wake up at 3 a.m. working a job that made me $4,000 a month. It didn't take me anywhere. So, and because of that resentment of waking up at 3 a.m. every day,
you don't want to wake up early.
I don't care. I want to wake up when I wake up.
I can't work at night.
You don't count your hours, you make your hours count.
Yeah, 100%. Yes. I can't work at night. He's the other way around.
Yeah.
After 5, मेरा दिमाग पता नहीं क्या होता. I'm like, yo,
sometimes I'm sending him stuff at 11 o'clock. Bro, check. He's like, bro, tomorrow morning.
He'll call
I'm an owl like that too.
He'll call me, and I'm sitting at home, and then he's like, he keeps on going at 7:30. I'm like, bro, it's 7:30, bro. I'm done work. Then I'll talk to him in the morning, man.
We're done.
He's like, it's 7:30. I'm like, yeah, that's it, bro. That's time. My tanky's gone now, man. Fuck.
But what it reminds me of? Eminem. Of course, we all know Eminem.
Yeah.
He treated even his massive rap career in the music industry. He would be known to go into the studio at 9, punch out at 5. But he'd make those hours count.
Exactly.
He goes, I'm out of here. 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5.
Yes.
So again, it's doable both ways.
What works for you, man? That's it. And I used to tell him, you should wake up early, man. Why are you waking up so late, right? He's like, just shut up. Then he explained me his theory. He's like, it doesn't matter. He's like, if I am doing the amount of work I would have done anyways, then I can wake up any time. He's like, I didn't start working for myself to wake up early. So I'm like, okay.
But it's perfect in the way that you have it set up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because he's you guys are filling each other's gaps.
Right.
And that's the way partners should do it.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. How about yourself?
What time do I get up? I mean, typically I'm up usually around 6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, same for me too. Well, I have to for my kid.
I have to for my kids.
6, 7, you wake up at 6, 7.
Or sometimes at 4 a.m. to change the diaper.
Text me tomorrow morning.
It's interesting. I want to keep it at 4 or 5 a.m. every day.
Right.
I'm also got to be a little bit not so hard on myself.
Yes.
Because our child, and I'll look at somebody that's up 4 a.m. every day. I'm like, God damn it, I got to get up at 4.
See, again, it's a comparable monster.
Yes.
Kevin Hart wrote this book, about 5 monsters. Phenomenal book. Read it or it's 5 monsters.
Yeah.
It's the monsters that you deal with. Read it or listen to it. Right?
He did too many comparables today.
No, it is. It's actually a monster.
Yeah.
When you start getting in the loop, when you start comparing yourself in any perspective, money, he's happier, anything, you're gonna fuck up your life.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, the reison why I do it, just not to compare myself to everybody, but I mean, in general, it's like I want to be the 4 a.m. because I remember how great it feels. Because when you're up at 4 or 5. And you get the day started, and you're like, okay, I got this much done. I feel good. I meditated. I worked out. Exercise. Went to the sauna. Went to the steam room. Went to the hot tub. I feel great. I'm gonna have a meal now.
Right.
Now my kid's getting up.
Yeah.
Then you're like, finally, I hit the ground running, right?
Right.
But then those days when I'm picking them up or have to go for a meeting or clients, then I feel a little bit reactive. So, but at the same time, your point, you know what? When he's 4 or 5 years old, he's gonna have more of a routine. He gets up.
That's what
I gotta help the wife out too. It's not like we have help at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of challenging. Okay, we already talked about the next 5 to 10 years. Just about time. Okay, we're almost done too. Is there any podcast or book that you guys can name up one specifically that somebody that's trying to get into a real estate or entrepreneurship that they should read or watch?
I don't have
or a movie.
Alex, what's his last name?
Hormozy.
That motherfucker is right on point, man. That guy's brain is something else. His 100 million offer, I think that the whole mentality and And the way he talks, I think that's the only guy you should listen to if you want to get into, this
He
thing.
breaks it down, right?
Everything to
He's
the
proper.
point.
He doesn't hold anything back.
Yeah. So
another guy that I recommend anybody getting into this line of business, could be any industry, Iman Ghazi.
Ghazi, yeah,
He's a
young
23-year-old guy, bro, but he's done so well for
worth
himself.
like $100 million.
Really?
Like
He does
agency
digital
owners.
marketing.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
Wow.
And now he teaches people how to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Very,
He's a
very
genius.
raw content.
He's a genius.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
authentic content. Yeah. So
Very
those
good
are two
content.
big people. What about you?
Too good. For me, I mean, I like to follow business people like Patrick David.
Right.
I think we all do.
Beast, man.
Yeah.
That
The
guy's
next 5 moves.
Right.
solid.
Wicked
Okay,
book.
I gotta check out that one. I was just recently started his How to Win
Enemy?
Friends and Influence People. Oh, no,
Yeah.
sorry. Choose Your Enemies Wisely.
Choose Your Enemies
That's the
Wisely.
one. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about
yeah.
Earl Nightingale. So that's one of the people. I mean, for me, there could be someone like even Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Like, there's always people that
You
I
can look
draw
up to,
on.
yeah.
50 Cent, or we talk.
50 is genius.
50's a genius.
Genius.
Have you guys heard of Master P?
No.
No.
Is that
Master
a
P?
documentary?
No, it's not a documentary. He's
What
a
is it?
rapper. He's
Yeah.
a rapper
No,
from
no.
the 90s.
Yeah.
So that's another guy that there's so many different. It's like almost an amalgamation of people
Yeah.
that I kind of like absorb.
Right.
Mentally, it might be shifting every month, but main guys are someone like Patrick David right now that
Right.
because we want to grow our business and scale.
Exactly.
So that's somebody that I've been following a lot more recently. Where do you? What's any upcoming projects for Batra Group? Anything you're excited about?
Yes.
The-
We actually just moved our brokerages
Yeah.
from our previous broker to Real Broker.
Right.
And the whole purpose behind that was to mentor more people,
Right.
newer agents. And super excited about that because I think when we were brand new, nothing like this existed. What
You
we're
know, he
doing
got a
is-
25% referral check.
Yeah, we're
It's
doing
brand
no
new.
referrals, we're doing no splits.
Nothing, right?
If you come join, and it's also very agent based. If you
Yeah.
have the right mindset, then it might be a good fit for you, might not be a good fit for everybody. So something that we are working on in the back end.
Absolutely.
And it's super exciting.
That's amazing. And before we move forward, what does master your life mean to you? Individual. Kabir, let's take you take it away.
I just want to be happy, bro.
That's
like
it?
I think I've gone through the whole transition of like I don't care how much money you make. I want to be able to influence people that are actually drawn towards me. I want to keep my people happy. I want to be happy. That's all I care about.
And that's mastering your life to you.
I'll be happy if I'm able to achieve that.
Okay.
I don't know at what point I'll be happy like that, but that's my main goal.
But you want to give back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roger.
For me, bro, I think it's very similar to what he's saying, but in the sense of mastering your life, I think really comes to you when you can master your thoughts.
Right.
So, sometimes we get negative thoughts, really bad thoughts, and we're like, fuck, I didn't think that. Why am I thinking that? That is what I would say would be mastering your life. When I'm at a point where I just don't even have any negative thoughts. And it's a very deeper conversation. We can talk more about it in another podcast because we got to sum this up. But it's about really not, your thoughts, but about your belief pattern that makes those thoughts. So
Right.
building those foundation, the blocks, is I think what can help you master your life really.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you want to be even keel all the time.
Just
Things are
balanced.
coming. Balanced.
Just balanced.
What about you?
Yeah.
What do they call that in Punjabi? When you're just balanced?
Samjha hoya, I don't know, something
Maybe
like
serenity in
Yeah,
English,
yeah.
right? So serenity
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
same
yeah.
time.
What about
Decent
you?
serenity.
What about you?
For me, mastering my life is just growth.
Right.
Just always trying to evolve
Right.
to the next version.
Yeah.
In the past, it was like we talked about dollar signs, this, that, money, cars.
It still is like despite
That's on
the
the
fact,
side.
yeah,
Yes.
we-
At the same time, we're still going to get
yeah,
that.
we're not like saints, like Sanu
Yeah.
Paise. Everyone does
Still
everything to make
Even
money.
saints are on Instagram
Yeah.
right now with millions.
Yeah.
Look at that guy, man. The monk, think like a monk. Jay Shetty is living life.
Yeah.
Has like 2-3 houses throughout the world.
You gotta
Yeah.
have nice stuff, right?
Yeah. So
So I mean, for myself, there's always a burning desire to do more.
Right.
And for me, that's mastering my life is going to be doing more for the people around me, my friends and family.
that's it.
Don't thrive to be the best, be better.
There you go.
Right?
And you know what, guys? How can everybody reach you? Tell us.
604-355-761.
I don't take any calls. He does, so just call him.
This is actually true.
604-355.
You don't. Let me sum up last thing, then we're done. You don't understand how many calls I get. Are you Kabir? I'm like, yeah. Your brother Raj didn't pick up the phone. Can you arrange the showing? I'm like, fuck this guy. I'm like, sure, why not? But yeah, that was
So
like
we got Instagram.
yeah.
The Instagram
I am Raj Batra.
we got
Fuck, I forgot.
Kabir
Kabir
Batra.
Batra.
Hashtag Kabir Batra.
Period underscore.
There you go.
There you go.
Marketing guy, man.
And then you guys is business Instagram.
Batragroup.ca.
Batragroup.ca.
Yep.
And I guess if they want to see anything, just go to batragroup.ca
That's
and
it.
you guys will see
You'll
what
find
these
us
guys
there.
are up to.
That's it, man.
Man, it's been a pleasure
It was
connecting with
an
you
honor,
guys.
man.
This is awesome.
Yeah,
Now let's do
perfect.
some off-camera stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Where's the bottle that he doesn't drink?
There you go. That was great.
Okay, that's a cut.